I'm very excited to work on the FRANKS list with you today. I need you to print this if you haven't already done so. I emailed this to you, and grab a pen and let's get busy and find out who your leads are. I'm going to give you a name or a category of a person. I don't want you to prejudge. Just write down the first name or names that come to mind. You can fill in more than one name per space if you want to. So let's start at the top with F, friends. First name that comes to your mind when I say best friend. How about the name of a friend you've met most recently? Who is your newest friend? Who is your friend you've known the longest? Who is your most outgoing or craziest friend? Who is your quietest or most shy or reserved friend? And keep going. If you have more friends, write those in later. Let's move to R for relatives. Number one, let's list favorite relative. Who is that? Your relative you've seen most recently, your relative who lives closest to you, the relative who lives the farthest from you, and your relative who always hosts celebrations or holidays at their house. A, acquaintances. List anyone you know where you get maybe your hair done, if there's a hair salon, if you get your nails done. How about your doctor's office? Your dentist office, the post office or the bank that you visit, the grocery store that you frequent. Any place you do business is a place that you can pursue your business. Let's look at N, neighbors. Write down your childhood neighbor, anyone you know from your childhood neighborhood, your current neighborhood. Write down anyone from your most recent neighborhood besides the one you're currently in. List as many neighbors as you can. All right, let's move on to K for kids. If you have any kids, do they go to school or daycare? List who their teachers are, who's taking care of them. If they play any sports or they do dance, list their coaches. Do your kids go to Sunday school? List there. How about your kids' friends? Who are their parents? Your kids' best friends' parents. All right, let's move to S. This says spouse or siblings. If you're married, where did your spouse go to school? Does he or she have college friends? If you didn't already list relatives for your spouse, who are your spouse's relatives? This is your in-laws. Where does your spouse or sibling currently work? Where does your sibling socialize or go to church? Those are contacts. Let's look at the other S for social contacts. Is this if you participate in a book club? Are you in a bunco group? Are you involved in a Bible study or a small group? Do you volunteer anywhere in the community? This is where you're going to list your social contacts. How about at the bottom, O, out-of-towners? What relatives or friends do you have out of town? This is going to anybody who lives in the country can be listed as out-of-towner. Relative, friend, acquaintance, where did you grow up, where did you go to school? Lots and lots. So list as many names as you can for the out-of-towners. Now that you have some names in at least every category, one in at least, hopefully several names in each category, this is my list that's complete. And now what you're going to do is really exciting. I'm looking at number one on my list, and it's Elizabeth. Now I'm going to do the FRANKS list to Elizabeth. What does that mean? I'm going to ask myself, who are Elizabeth's friends? Who are her relatives? Who are her acquaintances, neighbors, etc.? Then I'm going to look at my next name and say, who are their friends, relatives? And pretty soon you're going to see your lead list explode. So don't limit yourself to who you know. Who do your friends know? And you're going to be able to really take your business far. So good luck with your FRANKS list.